Hey, how's it going? So, just doing a little breakdown of a shooting that wasn't super recent, but actually was quite recent, happened earlier this year. So, a couple other channels have touched on this. Obviously, this video was from Law and Crime, who did a story on this. This was on many news channels. So, what happened was it was body cam of a Kansas City police shooting of a former detective who allegedly stole an officer's gun. They say allegedly, which is kind of crazy to me, even though in the video you can see it's pretty obvious that he has the gun in his hand, but they say allegedly. So the background and the description of the video says body cam video shows a Kansas City police officer shooting a man 3 times after he allegedly stole another officer's gun during a struggle. Police say the suspect, 36-year-old Lionel A. Womack, worked for the Kansas City Police Department as a detective for 13 years before being fired for multiple policy violations. I tried to do some research on those policy violations. I couldn't find anything. Usually just like minor infractions like being sexist or racist or like doing something minor like stealing something or just something small that can usually add up and then get you fired. And after 13 years of work, you could be like distraught or angry at that, so that could lead to some resentment. And then it says the altercation occurred when two officers responded to a call about a man standing in the middle of the road pointing up at the sky. Womack, not sure how to pronounce it, apparently rushed towards one officer's vehicle when the two squad cars arrived. While trying to defuse the situation, the officer pulled out his gun in fear that Womack had a weapon. Womack apparently rushed the officer and allegedly stole his gun after a struggle. The other officer then fired 3 rounds at Womack, striking him twice. Womack later died at a nearby hospital. The 2 officers were treated for minor injuries. So I'll go ahead and watch it and break it down as it goes. And keep in mind for the first half from this perspective, there's both perspectives. For this perspective, there's no audio, so just keep that in mind. So right here you see him just running up, and he's kind of like staying on the side of the vehicle, just kind of weird, just trying to calm him down. Goes for him right there. So right there you see him kind of reach behind himself, like reach towards his waistband, like right there. You see him kind of reach back. You see the officer immediately kind of go for his gun, which is understandable because he reaches back. He then hops in his car, like tries to drive off. He then immediately goes for the officer's gun, grabs it in the struggle. The other officer comes over, he gets the officer's gun. Yeah. So now it's the perspective of the other officer. It has audio, obviously.
Relax.
So you see right there, he kind of does this like really loud, like groaning, moaning sound. It sounds like he's just kind of like out of control or just like very distraught or just angry. So he could be on something. He could be just mad. He couldn't know who they are. Because to my understanding, he did like it was a former detective for Kansas City. So he could like know who they are. He could like be trying to target them. Could be something like that. It's very interesting.
Relax.
So you see them obviously struggling. Right there. It obviously stops because they don't want to show anyone getting shot, anyone getting injured. And you hear 3 shots go off. It says in the description that 2 of them hit the suspect and that he later died of injuries in the hospital. And that none of the officers were hit, which is good because right here in the freeze frame, you can see the suspect obviously has a very clear line of sight on one of the officers. So all in all, it was very clean and not like something that was very like very horrible. Like it was obviously very like sad and very bad that like someone had to die for this and that someone like had to like suffer some sort of consequence, but at the end of the day they were just doing their job. They were just doing what had to be done, and I like it. Obviously it makes sense that they drew like guns because you see him reach for his like waistband and you see him kind of like come at them and charge at them and obviously they're in danger right now and they need to act in self-defense. So that's everything. Just something short, something to the point, something very interesting. It's not often you see like former detectives or former law enforcement. Like obviously there's like some big stories about like people having like standoffs and stuff. There's some famous one, I can't remember the name, but yeah, that's everything. Have a good day.